Ladies and gentlemen, politics is always a very interesting game and a dirty game at the same time. On Friday at night, when probably most of you were asleep, Moses Kuria made a tweet on his official Twitter handle. He later on deleted that tweet. But by the time Moses Kuria was deleting that tweet, Kenyans had already grabbed the screenshot of that tweet. In that tweet, Moses Kuria suggested or leaked plans to eliminate Raila Odinga during one of his mandamanos. This is what Moses Kuria tweeted, because Moses Kuria is not your ordinary Kenyan. This is what he tweeted: kutatokea mtu mmoja kwa hizi mandamano angry about disruption of livelihood, alafu Lee Harvey Oswald. For those who follow international politics, Lee Harvey Oswald is the gentleman who eliminated John F. Kennedy in November 2063. Oswald was a 24-year-old former Marine at that particular time. He was later on eliminated also 2 days later. You know, this is a gentleman who eliminated the president of the United States of America. He was arrested within 2 hours. Then he was being transferred to another jail. During that process, another gentleman who used to own a pub eliminated him. So there was a lot of conspiracy around the whole thing, because there is no way a prime suspect like that could have easily been eliminated again. Maybe someone somewhere wanted to hide information. So most Kenyans read Moses Kuria's tweet to mean that he was suggesting that Raila Odinga was going to be eliminated. Moses Kuria is not an ordinary Kenyan. He's a very interesting politician, because number one, before Chris Musando's body was found, Moses Kuria posted about it. It came to pass. Moses Kuria even shared the photo of his car. It actually haunted Moses Kuria for a long time, to an extent that at some point he was forced to issue a statement. And that's why Kenyans took whatever Moses Kuria posted in the middle of the night, when probably he was drunk, seriously. Number two, just recently, something happened in Northlands. Goons raided Uhuru Kenyatta's farm. Before that, Moses Kuria also tweeted about it. He posted about it, and it came to pass. Then how would you then assume that whatever he posted, because Raila Odinga has called for mandamano on Tuesday, and Moses Kuria is coming out to suggest that during those mandamanos, an individual will get angry and do what Lee Harvey Oswald did. But for me, I personally think that Raila Odinga and the entire country must now be serious and start thinking towards the possibility of the implementation of what Moses Kuria is suggesting. I'm saying this because let's go back a bit. A few weeks ago, Rigathi Gachagua was very clear in his statement that they will deal with Raila Odinga once and for all. Now listening to this statement by Rigathi Gachagua. Now that statement by Rigathi Gachagua is still very fresh on my mind every day. In fact, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was just sharing with him, and he told me, Lee, after the incidents which took place, remember the lady who was walking in the streets of Nairobi, I think he was working with the NHIF, and someone shot him from on top of a roof. You know, I was asking him if such a thing can happen. Indeed, it can happen. John F. Kennedy was shot from the 6th floor of a building by a 24-year-old. Now, if you leave that, the Rigathi Gachagua statement, something also happened during Raila Odinga's rally. Clearly, there were attempts to eliminate Raila Odinga during that particular rally. That one is no doubt. His own vehicle was targeted and he missed, according to his own account, and he showed us, close to 6, were they 7 bullets targeting where he was seated. The question is, if something had happened, what next? But it's not ending there. William Ruto issued a statement. You know, William Ruto is the president of the Republic of Kenya. He's the commander-in-chief. Nobody is in doubt about that. But William Ruto reminded Kenyans that he's the commander-in-chief and that enough is enough. Probably that is what inspired Moses Kuria to do the tweet. But now leave Ruto, Rigathi, Moses Kuria. Let us go to the gentleman of politics from Kenya Kwanza side, Musalia Mudavadi. Have you been paying very close attention to what Musalia Mudavadi has been saying? The other day, Musalia Mudavadi was very clear and he sent a warning to Uhuru and Raila that what they are doing is not anything but provocation. And he warned them. We are talking of a gentleman of Kenya Kwanza. Then even yesterday, not yesterday, today, in Nande, he also reminded Raila that it has reached an elastic point. You know, elastic point, when you pull something elastic, it reaches a point where it can no longer hold. What happens at that point is that it breaks. And I paid close attention to Musalia Mudavadi, the gentleman of Kenyan politics. And I added to what Moses Kuria posted, what Ruto said, what Rigathi Gachagua has been saying what happened during that mandamano. And really, what is it? Are there plans? So Raila Odinga must figure out the best strategy on how he's going to ensure his own security. Because there's a strong feeling that Raila Odinga, there's a strong feeling in Kenya Kwanza that Raila Odinga is the problem and Uhuru Kenyatta. They can't attempt to do anything on Uhuru Kenyatta because they believe Uhuru Kenyatta is finished. He's only finding Raila Odinga because Raila Odinga has the people. So the thing is, you eliminate Raila Odinga, what happens? So the tweet by Moses Kuria, in my view, was intended to achieve these objectives. By the way, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is now. I was saying the tweet by Moses Kuria, in my view, was intended for several objectives. Number one is that it is being used to test the waters, to see the reaction of Kenyans. In fact, the intelligence has always done this before. When Moses Kuria talked of the issue of Chris Musando at that time, you know, Kenyans dismissed him. Oh, you know, because Moses Kuria suggested at that time that Chris Musando was just a drunkard, you know, who was sleeping with another lady somewhere. And when he also talked about when Moses Kuria also talked about the Northlands, you know, Kenyans just said, okay, this is normal Moses Kuria, but we don't care even if they raid Uhuru Kenyatta's home. That's not our business. In this, they are also taking notes and testing the reaction of Kenyans. Probably because of the reaction of Kenyans on Twitter, within 1 hour, that tweet had been deleted. So they know that if they were to do this, this is going to be the reaction. So either they might not want to attempt it. Number two is the aftermath. You know, you want to say you will eliminate Raila Odinga. You successfully execute it. At some point, I think there's someone who suggested that if Raila Odinga is eliminated, Kenyans will be in trouble 2 or 3 days, things will normalize. But how will they deal with the aftermath? Because right now, if anything were to happen, the suspects will be known. How will they handle the aftermath? That is what the tweet was about. Let's not lie to ourselves. In politics, there's normally the assassinations which take place every single day, Kenya, outside the country, everywhere. But there are some who are untouchable, like Raila Odinga is actually untouchable. So if you have to touch him, he's untouchable. But if you want to touch him, what do? The aftermath. Probably also tend to think that maybe Kenya Kwanza are just talking tough to scare supporters from demonstrations. I don't know, but maybe they're just talking tough. They know that the demonstrations will go on. But my question is, why is Moses Kuria confident enough? Because Moses Kuria made one promise to Kenyans. Immediately he was appointed, he was nominated before he was sworn in. Before he immediately was nominated, he assured the Kenyans that he's going to operate differently. He was no longer going to be the Moses Kuria who was reckless on Twitter, reckless on Facebook, and reckless in his words. That was the promise he made to Kenyans. So far, he has tried. But now he's coming with this kind of confidence to post whatever he posted. And why is it no action is being taken against him? What's your thought? Do you think Raila Odinga can be eliminated the way Moses Kuria is suggesting? Let me hear your thought. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.